The first witness who was called in the Omotoso trial has concluded her testimony for now in the Port Elizabeth High Court. The court heard harrowing evidence from Cheryl Zondi, who's testifying against televangelist Pastor Timothy Omotoso and his co-accused Zukisa Sito and Lusanda Solani.
Zondi told the court Omotoso sexually groomed her for years to be a sex slave, but she eventually became brave enough to leave.
At the time, believing that this person is a man of God, I dismissed these suspicious thoughts that I had in my mind. I dismissed them with immediate effect. And I thought maybe he's just saying that because he does not want me to fool around with boys. The same way pastors usually don't want girls in their church having boyfriends or fooling around with boys. And he could see that I was so confused, and he saw that I had run out of answers to give him for these same questions that he was probing me with time and time again, asking me the same thing. I had run out of answers. I was confused. I did not know what more to say. And when he saw that I was confused, he said, "It's fine. You can go now. I don't want to confuse you." So I got up from the side of the bed. And as soon as I got up, he quickly stood up and out of his covers and stood in front of me. When he stood in front of me, he hugged me. But in passing, after church services, I had hugged before. This one was different. He held me so tight and for so uncomfortably long. While he was hugging me, for what felt like forever, his hands were moving around on my back. And I remember he pulled on my bra strap.
Okay.
Yes, I'm fine. He pulled on my bra strap, and then he pushed me onto the bed. And then he came on top of me while I was on the bed. I was in such shock, I just lay there paralyzed. And then he came on top of me and started fondling me and moving on top of my body. He was having the time of his life, laughing while he was doing this. And all I could do was lay there, shocked, paralyzed, and scared, listening to only my heart beating. He got up when he was done, and then looked at me, he saw that I was upset, and he asked me, "What's wrong?" in his domineering voice. And I was so scared, all I said was nothing. I just have to get used to the way things work in this house.
The trial of controversial Pastor Timothy Omotoso continued in the Port Elizabeth High Court, where the first witness, Andisiwe Dike, described how she was lured into the moving to the church's mission house in Durban. Dike says one of the co-accused had sent her money to buy a bus ticket and told her to call Omotoso and to thank him. She says she was warned by church members before her journey, telling her the mission wasn't an easy place to live. Omotoso and his co-accused Lusanda Solani and Zukisa Sito face 63 main charges and 35 charges ranging from sexual assault to human trafficking and rape. The trial will not be broadcast live and there will be no recordings made of it. The judge dismissed an application by the media houses, including the SABC, to record and televise the trial.
The scales of justice. Okay. Pastor Omotoso is he sitting where he is supposed to sit now? So we are chasing imisebenzi yakhe. To know who this. I'm very interested. I want to know who's this man, because the parents are crying out there. Okay, abantwana bethu kwathiwa benziweni Pastor Omotoso bathini. They're crying, those parents. They are followers. They are children, their wives, they are followers of Pastor Omotoso. Also crying. Who is right? Where is the scale of justice?
There was as much action outside court as there was inside. Zondi received support from the hashtag Total Shutdown movement. The Jesus Dominion International Church continued to support Omotoso.
I represent, first of all, men. I represent fathers. I represent the church ministers as well. I am here because I feel that we cannot keep quiet. asinakuthula sithi xwaka. We stand with our daughters. We stand with our children.
God is Nigerian. Those people are raised to know. No is no and yes is no. Yes. They're not the type of people that maneuver situations. They don't make you comfortable in a situation that's not, they're not pleasers. They're not man pleasers.
But here in the ministry, I came and I felt at home where the man of God himself would teach you how to deal with things like sin, how to deal with family, how to deal with your next door neighbor, how to be yourself.
And being in the mission house, you have an access to go home if you want to go home. You want to go home. So there are other people, this other girl that says that she was raped from childhood. And my thing is, when she stayed there, I was there. She used to go to school, she was still in high school. She would come over the weekend. Like they were saying in this, when they were lying, they were saying that they become raped on their entrance, on their first day, getting there. And my question is, if you're raped, let's say you get to this place on a Friday, you stay there Saturday and Sunday, you go back home. How then do you call the same person that is raping you to come back into the mission house? How did that make sense?
We need to have a conversation as a nation as to how these lines of questioning can be curtailed while the rights of the defendant are also protected. Because there are rights also of the victim. The victim has rights, and where are those rights when you are being violated for the second time?
Ubani Walter?
Walter, igama lakhe lesixhosa ngumthobeli wokuqala. Ne? Mthobeli Walter. It's an English name, Walter Makabaza. Isituko sami nguDlola. Yabo, ongwayo ongwakho nyoka. It's who I am.
Walter, unamabali ngawe ubhale nencwadi. Ngibone, for my life from crisis to Christ. It rhymes. It rhymes. It's a beautiful book. It rhymes. What pushed this? Why the book now? Ufunde ephi?
Salelo ke shencince kuthiwa ikhekuthi. Ne? But through politics, abazali bami babe involved kakhulu by the time of UDF, by the time of an apartheid. So utata wayebanjiwe 1985 ngenxa yomzabalazo. Utata uFasi ukhutshiwe etrongweni 85 because of the apartheid regime inenjongo yombulala nefamily yakhe yonke. So ukukhutshwa kwakhe kwasurround indlu yasekhaya ngedizili, it is true, ngabantu kwakuthiwa ngamachaka abesetyenziswa yiSADF. Ngoko kwasurround indlu ngedizili balayita kuba masife sonke. Yabo, but ngenceba kaNkulunkulu afika ama-comrade asincedisa yacinya indlu, but imoto ezithu zatsha zaphela ivenkile yakhe.
Just there, God saves your life.
Kakhulu.
Right at that stage. Fine. All that happened, God has saved you from death. Why then this rumor about you being such a delinquent? Tell me about that, Walter.
Delinquent, what's the meaning?
Uligeza usile uyamosha uyaba uyabulala. Walter,
I did all those things.
Probably you could have been a captain in the Devil's Island. So you are here today.
Yeah, I was.
So why you called such a devil at that time, Walter?
It's because into bendizenza kuba bendibulala bendiqeshwa for ubulala abantu. Yabo, after 94 siwinile ifreedom ne. Okokuqala mina was trained underground. Yabo, i-ANC, i-MK. Yafuma nditrain ukubuya kwe-exile, ukubuya kwe-MK exile. Kuba uKhrizani esithi akamisane noKhodesa 1. So i-MK mayistrayinise i-guerrilla warfare because akafuni bangaba sikhululeka eSouth Africa ngephepha. So I'm one of the children abatrainwayo. Ne?
Now, Walter, utrainwe to save the country.
Yes, inside.
Uyahamba wena uyoba ufuna imali.
No,
Give me that portion of your life. Give me that portion of your life.
Okay. Imam, isizathu, the reason I do those things because kwakuthiwa sizaba ngamajoni will be a soldiers kule New South Africa. But we were so shocked. Sisuka pepai, taxi, ne? Si-28, I'm still in Sazazi namhlanje. Si-28 ubaba siyongena phi eVolmastadt. Ndinazo zoncwadi. I've got izinto ezibhalwe black and white. Uma ngaba siyoba ngamajoni ale New South Africa kwathiwa singama-SDU, South African Defence Unit.
I remember those tears.
After uKhrizane kaloku efile saqengwa yadityaniswa apla ne-MK uma ngaba saba ngamajoni e-New South Africa. But we were so shocked xa uMandela emisele esihlalweni sifika eVolmastadt ePretoria because that time uDan Tatu ne yaziwa ke ANC. It was a big man in an ANC in PE. Yayinguye wayelapha eLuthuli House. Samkhomba nge-firearm kwakudala sitreyiniwe thina sifuna ungena inkani ngoku e-army.
Ndiyayiva ngoku le nto yakho wona. Igazi liyabila mosiko kakhulu. Awunamali. So what happened? Did you go back? Did you come back to the township and then started your new life there?
Saya ePretoria ne e-army sajikiswa ngamabhulu ukuba ngaba sizongena inkani. Saya eShell House
Johannesburg.
Yeah, eJohannesburg. Saya eShell House sathi sihambe apha singangeniswa nge-army. Sazocengwa nguMandela. Tata uMandela wazosicenga uba masibuyele eBhayi. He will negotiate for us uba basibe khona ke-military. Yabona? Sizawufumana nemali sabuyele eBhayi. Elubuyela kwethu eBhayi ayikho enye into endiyaziyo mna. Anasikolo. Into endiyaziyo treyinwe i-firearm.
The solution was?
The solution is one. No, mandithathe AK-47, ndithathe i-firearm, ndileqane namabhulu ndithi ndibuyisa iinkomo zoobaba bethu.
Khawusibalisele man, just a couple of things owaziba zimasikizi oke wazenza.
Ya into ezimasikizi engenazenza apha emnyameni ukubulala ifemeli phakathi kwabantwana. Abantwana ugqibelise ngabo. Bulala umama, umlungazi, sitogqiba simreyiphe phambi kwendoda.
God had a purpose. God has a purpose. That's what we are establishing now. Now, let's talk to these people. Let's tell them. The fact that it's painful to you, that shows the human in you now. The point of this talk. We are realizing the point of this talk now. Fine. Kill a woman in front of the children. Let's move on. Next. Yeah. Just one more.
Oh, there's a lot.
Just one more.
Ukuyoropa ibhanga idinarha. FNB sibe sixelelene kuba ngaba asizobulala mntu phaya. Ne? Asobulala mntu sothatha imali really. Sasiyinika imali. But there's a picture come up on my mind. 85 by the time utata irhugwa South. Immediately, that person went for a glove, got a killer pigs. I've let the firearm.
Was it necessary?
It was not necessary.
What drove you? What drove you then?
It was a pain inside of me. It was even the armed robbers, Danyamanazo, they were disagree. They couldn't hold on in that time because dancing the answer, they don't know the answer.
Yeah. Socioeconomics again. Socioeconomics again. We always look into crime without looking at the root. Socioeconomics is affecting you. That's okay. Now, how do you meet the men of God?
Hey.
Look at this. Look at the smile. Look at the smile. Look at the smile. How do you meet the men of God?
You. Yeah,
City Man of God, we're talking about Pastor Tim Omotoso. Yeah.
You don't play about that name, Tim Omotoso. The reason is because Puma Kwametrongwini, I was sentenced in prison for 31 years for armed robbery. First of all, Yamapulu, and they were robbing up a cars, William Moffat. You word of faith, okay?
Ropa ekawe.
Yeah, ekawe.
Abokuthandazwa khona.
Word of faith. So Puma Kwametrongwini, because I spent full 10 years. Apagati. Puma Kwametrongwini ndifike lapha eBhayi izinto zitshintshile yabo like itown ngokugcwele amaNigeria town kugcwele icawe ezininzi ayizange ihlale kakuhle laa nto kum because ndandizabalazela kuba ngaba ibe sithi abahlala izitown ntoni kwakuthethwa loo nto ngoku ndiyafika etawuni kugcwele icawa kusekho ndawo robha and ekhaya ndifunwa umtatam wasweleka ifemeli yam ayisandifuni Ophuma Kwametrongwini ifemeli yami nayo ndibambisa yathi mna ne-firearm ndizababulala bonke kukho abantu abaphethe ipamflet abantwana benenzela ngepamflet ayiphasi bhayi kubo banikile ipamflet athi hayi ndifuna ipamflet zamaNigeria athakathayo ndadlula kukho amanye amacomrade andaziyo okubana ngaba ndistowuti ayithatha le pamflet yabo ndisamaza ngoyigama lakhe xa ndizombiza yabo athi kum Topo, Tongalanga, Nigeria, as I was a centenary elokishini awakho town ngokuyela akazoba town uzokwenza crusade centenary umna ngihlala phi ebheke centenary emsimka ndithi yo okay sambu ndithathe le pamphlet tata kwami le pamphlet umna I know uba kule veki ngapha kwalizayo ndidibene amanye amagenge endingazowabiza ngamagama aseNew Bright sizayorobha phi eBhofolo islogan xa uyokhuthuza ibhanka ukwazi ukukhuthuza ibhanka ungenamali esipatshini uyawufela apho because islogan se-armed robbers imali nomkhokho ibizwa ngenye imali so I look at this thing bana ngaba ngoku lamaNigeria ngoku amkile town uzokwenza crusade apha eCentenary Hall yabona ke mna ke because abantu zayorobha nabo banayo imali chance ngoku namle uba mandizenzele imali thatha amalayithi ama-3
uyathwasisa
ya otherwise ayingabantwana abantwana yabo qha bakanyuke kwi-stage bangaba bangakwazi uphatha i-AK-47 i-firearm i-R1 yabo ndizitshayisa ii-drugs because mna bendiphefumla ngee-drugs ubusuku nemini yabo ndizitshayisa ii-drugs ndizixelele kusekamajita kukho le cawe yamaNigeria abalapha eCentenary ndifuna siyorobha yona icrusade yayiqala ngoLwesine crusade ingathi izawuphela ngecawa okanye ngomgqibelo yabo cawa I don't know yabo yayiqala ngoLwesine ndizinike imephu Joshua ndim le mephu ndithi Johan Chance sinxibe kakuhle into ezayenzeka iyi-1 andiqala urobha icawa kwezinye icawa kukho i-firearm abantu xa begada imali so awuveli uyorobha nje ungakhange kuqala usearch i-movement le
the coast
siyale cawa nemishini alapho xa singena ngokuba sizawuhlala kwitulo lapha ebheke eyi angiyazi kwenza kantoni kumina from the first time ndingena kulaa cawa zange ndihlale kule ndawo ndindim umntu ebedrayiva imephu uba sawuhlala kuyo ndazibona mna ndisihla straight xa ingqondo ibuya kuba heyi ndiyaphi sendisemidlini ngoku yeholo apha eCentenary ndaqonda okay mandisendingena kwezi situlo ndangena kwesi situlo ndama ndahlala phantsi xa kuhlala wonke umntu ndabheka amagenge am la bendiwasayinele because ayazi uba ndim umntu owashayelayo ndim umshayeli
the captain of the ship
washayela ayisayidi basanowara ingathi into endiyenza ngamabomu okwenzekayo wathi xa ngena lo tata Omotoso eholweni abantu zangathi abantu abanil down abantu banil down la eholweni yonke it started there to panic my heart but why abantu beguqela umntu ingathi nguThixo ndama ngenyawo tata it was amazing wasibona esestagini kodwa kugcwele eCentenary wathi apha sivizithelwe zii-armed robbers apha namhlanje.
Ithini loo nto kuwe at the time?
Yeah. Ndabila kubanda because ayingoJuly 31st. Ayi 31st kaJuly. Ndabila kubanda wonke umuntu uyabhekabheka even nami ndazenza ubhekabhekayo. But into eyenzekayo kum aboniswa ivideo camera phambi kwam yezinto bendizenza before into endizenzileyo ezibuhlungu.
Uyibona nje emoyeni le?
Ndiyibona nje emoyeni into ezibuhlungu endizenzileyo ebantwini. Yabo immediately yazi xa uhleli igqithi ejele okuqala naqala uye uluswa kuSathana. Uyabo ulusacrifice for uSathana kuneslogan isithi indoda ayikhali. That is the law of devil worshippers. Kufunekanga ukhalile. But in that day ndathi xa ndibona izinto endizenzileyo apha phambi kwam lo mzuzukile utata ethetha, hey, I feel a pain inside of my heart. It was the first time after 10 years I feel a pain.
Uneminyaka engaphi at the time?
Iminyaka yam.
When you started the crime you were
13 years.
So for the first time in your life, that's what you're feeling?
Ndabona inyembezi bangathi zizawuphuma inyembezi ne. I was so shocked. Phangoku ndanentloni.
Now, after all those feelings and moments, Papa. So, what then becomes the next action?
The next action, Papa said, ukubana ngaba babantu abafuna ukufa nakule ndawo bazoya kuyo, yabacela mabeze bazokwamkela uYesu, and phakathi kwabo there is a child of God. And God wants to use that child. Mabeze ngaphambili. Angifuni uphosisa ngiphoke ndithi mina ndazambela. Angizange ndizambele ukuya phaa altar call.
What happened?
Again, I saw myself akhona nengaliba ndiphume njani. I saw myself ngibheka efront.
Okay.
Again.
Okay.
Serious.
Now you accepting God, obviously. That's what is happening, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a trust in this man. He is where you coming from. You were there. How many years? You were sentenced how many years?
31 years, but I stay full 10 years.
Full 10 years. Now for a man like him, how do you think he's coping there? What do you think is happening with him there? Does he deserve to be there? Because you know what, there's a part in the Bible. Uthetha nabafundi bakhe, right? Kuthiwa kuye ungena njani endaweni yotshwala. Uthi xa ndifuna ukusindisa abantu batshwala ndibafumanephi. So do you think maybe God wants Pastor Omotoso there to convert more of your type there? What do you think about it?
It's not if.
He is a pastor from the Jesus Dominion International Church. Now, there has been a lot of hype about this case, and we have seen the congregation standing outside every day singing. Everyone is standing behind the pastor. They fully believe that he is innocent. Do you fully believe he's innocent, and why?
Yeah, I fully believe that he's innocent, and the reason why I believe, I'm a living witness. All these things, the people that are speaking now, we saw them when they came to the church. And I, as a person, I know what he has done in my life. I came to this place. I was a drug dealer. I was also into fraud. I was doing all manner of illicit business. But meeting him changed my life. And that has been the mission he has been standing for, to take people from oblivion to pavilion, taking them from zero to hero, trying to make out something out of their life. And today you are addressing me as a pastor. So, I mean, I'm a standing witness. I'm a standing witness. That's why I believe if you can take prostitutes from the street and make them people that are coming to church, if you can take drug dealers and make them pastors, if you can take people that are doing illicit business things that are contrary to the Constitution, and you convert them, now they are going to church, becoming children of God.
It's not if. People, they don't know prison, first of all. I born prison, good feeling. They must come to us, people who know about prison. Prison is not a joking place. And it's not a place for the man who with God. But God has a plan for South Africa because land it that way, it is true, it's happening now, not late tomorrow. At the last days, there will be lots of false prophets.
It is a very important point, Ngoba. We stand here, we've got our questions now, right? So now, that's why we're looking into this. You just said a man like him. Now, should we then rest and say, Upa useva ipurpose kaThixo mhlawumbe?
Listen to me. iBhayibhile iyalixelela ukuba nizawubazi njani ukuthi uYesu Kristu inkitha yenu iza kuthathwa ityholwe ivalelwe etrongweni abenyaniswa. Because first of all, ukubana ngaba uthunywe uNkulunkulu funeka unga-accepteki apha emhlabeni. Funeka unga-accepteki apha emhlabeni. So my father, I know my father, ukubana ngaba kasaphila impilo yakhe. From the first time ngalumbona, I don't know what's happening to me. Ndambuza mna kuba udade wenze njani ukuba mawushintshe inhliziyo yam because ayiyo le nhliziyo ndandinayo le.
My life from crisis to Christ. Then ndibene notata umhlela lapha kule ncwadi.
Tata prophecy, utata ulando uyakho is prophet. Alowa kuthetha nami akathethanga nami utata futhi like in the first month undenze uNkulunkulu bamanyamezele eJDI because uneqhele lanixelelayo mna baba mna funeke ndifele etrongweni ndineqhaga abantu ke bangamaxhole bazazi ndineqhaga elingaphakathi elaqhagwayo apha kum ebhongweni ubaba mna ilife yam zawufela etrongweni zawuphelela etrongweni yabo because ushocked uba mna manje uma ngaphambili amkela uYesu ngoba ngafuna ukubona naYesu mna bona buza isiduko sakhe kaya sasingamakomanisi wanixela ngoYesu mna bani isiduko sikaYesu
incwadi man Walter uthewula iqaba ufundanga. It's not a pocket book. This is a novel. This is a book. You're a published author. Njani uliqaba?
First of all, utata wam mna angizange ngazazi mna uba ngumuntu ofuneke ndi-order. Ndandizazi uba ndizawufela kwirobhari. Yeah, I've got no life. Ne? There's a lot. Umla etrongweni ndiqale phaa usacrifice. Ne? Etrongweni ndandine-poem ndandizibhala. Ne? And then ndayicinga into yoba ndakhe ndibhale incwadi uba ndifile ndibhale incwadi ngobomi bam at least abantu bayazi uba ngaba le nto bendizenza ngenxa yantoni bendizenza. But utata wathi Professor utata
Ubani?
Tata Jim Omotoso.
Okay.
It's my father. It's not my father in the Lord, it's my father. Yes. Utata. What? What I like about him. He doesn't say anything doesn't come from God. No matter he's preaching, he say, when he's prophesied by you, he's not saying, I'm prophesying, do you like this, I don't like these people. He says, God said, Walter, you must write a book. You must write a book. I want to prophesy like that in front of our why discipline? Otherwise, not to back into Katua, and Quachen up, Mazang sells amounts, sun sells oil, Funus mentioners of West, and things sell oil. And it is wrong as was in the post Tato Tezinga, Domindos Abanya Band. Nkulunkulu zangamnike qha amandla banga thengisa oil akathi ba wrong abaprofit abathengisa oil wanika through the Bible ithini so that one prophesies wathi uthi uNkulunkulu umna kufanele ndibhale incwadi ngobomi bam igcwale ilizwe lonke izawusave a lot of criminals and I didn't know how to start.
You see, I don't know, maybe it's beyond us. Somebody understands. Walter, maybe people are afraid to stand to you like this.
No.
I've seen you. I've been talking to you. I feel so comfortable. It means something really happened.
I like it.
And Walter, what I like, you can't disappear. I'm going to come back if there's any lies anywhere because there it is. There it is. He has written. There it is. A testimony. Some of my answers in my journey, in the quest to find if justice is happening in this country. I am discovering a man. Thank you for your testimony.
Thanks a lot.
I hope it will help a lot of people. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And I won't change this book because there are so many pastors they told me that I must change that Omotoso. So I am because of Omotoso.
God has a reason, don't worry about that.
Lord, I believe. Lord, I believe. Lord,
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. Now I'm searching, I don't know, but here it is. Yeah. Till next time. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, Jesus
Lord,
I believe.
What I believe. What is who you are? What is your name and who are you?
My name is Derek Mswana. I am the president of the Christians of South Africa, which is the #1 registered political party in South Africa, advocating for Christian justice.
Christian politics. Do these go together?
Most definitely, Christ is a politician. You can't take Christians and politics and separate them, because Christianism is about governance, good ethics, and that is what government needs. So we believe that as ambassadors of this Christ kingdom, we have been made in a way that we must edify whatever that government has. If there's parliament, for parliament to have good governance and good ethics, there needs to be people with good conscience, and of which Christ restores conscience. So we are a godly centered government in waiting.
I like how you explain that type of governance. Now, South Africa has a constitution.
Yes.
Hey, South Africans are bragging with this constitution. They have the finest constitution in the world. Is it followed in this country?
The constitution, it's followed when it suits those that are in power. I cannot say it's followed in itself, because if you want to apply the constitution, you must apply it without any biased tendency. So the constitution and whatever the Bill of Rights that are enriched in there, they are only applicable when they suit the powers that be. And when they don't suit the powers that be, they are not applied. For instance, in the Constitution, one is innocent until proven guilty by a court of law. But in some incidents, one is guilty until he proves himself in a court of law. So it depends on where and how do you want to apply the Constitution.
So this is vice versa. You are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. In essence, that's what you say.
And not necessarily all. It's not applicable to all. There are those that are innocent until proven guilty by a court of law. Depends on where and who you are in order to say the Constitution is working. There are those that don't enjoy the benefits that are enriched in the Constitution, and there are those that are enjoying extra benefits that are even not have never been documented in the Constitution.